The Propcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. They're open to customers. Play just $5, $100 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN.
And Peggy the shot to Brown downfield. He gets the catch, and he gets in for the touchdown. The catch is made by Calvin Ridley. Wilson, does he throw?
And welcome, everyone, to the Propcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Currently Tuesday morning, November 25th, around 11 a.m. Eastern. Bit of a different schedule than previous weeks. We ended up skipping them on the night game because I was traveling back from Florida. Instead, we do have some bonus games because it is Thanksgiving week. So we do have 3 games coming up on Thursday. Decided to get the games out of the way early. So we're
one Friday. We got a Black Friday one that counts as a Thanksgiving.
That does, yeah. That's I don't really know what to
We're gonna have plays for that. We might have plays for that.
Yeah, I want to point out that there is a Black Friday game, as you said. So touche. But the point is, we do have a couple.
Are you trying to say you don't see things in color, and that's why you won't acknowledge it?
Yes, it's more of, what do they say? It's a construct. Is that the word they usually use? Something like it's a social construct.
Not a racially charged show at all. No,
not at all. But either way, I hated JJ McCarthy not just because he was white, but either way. The point is, I do think that it's going to be a pretty fun collection of games on Thursday and Friday. Can't forget about Friday. But either way, point is, we did end up skipping the show yesterday. But we knew we were going to make it up to you guys because we have more games on Thursday.
We also swept on Friday, so if people have a problem, they can bite me.
Well, you ended up sweeping your picks. I ended up going, I think it was 1 and 2. I'm so annoyed Kelsey didn't get there.
Whatever, we're a team.
It's fine, but we got the underdog entry, which worked out.
We got the underdog entry, and we swept on, and all 3 of mine were plus money, so.
Yeah. Shout out to Cam Moore Garbage Time for the most.
That was awesome for our parlay.
Multiple 4th down conversions, a classic pick play on the goal line for a touchdown pass. Very nice. But yeah, overall awesome. Good episode as you swept, and once again we hit the underdog, so can't complain. But either way, here to break down the weekday games that we have for the upcoming holiday. Anyway, Adam, I'll let you first start off by the game yesterday. You could talk about it. Yeah, the game kind of sucked, but you have anything you want to share? Okay, I feel the same exact way.
The game was stuck, and we were on the Niners, so I don't really care.
Yeah, game was really, really bad. But either way, point is, before we get into any of our props for the Thanksgiving and the Black Friday games, a reminder that you can check out the holiday season at the SGPN merch store because the perfect gift for the DGen in your life is available there. Promo code HOLIDAY for a quarter off your purchase on everything in the merch store. So once you can check that out. Well, if you want to check out the different shows, bunch of different, I'd say, content there too. Doesn't matter what you actually get. If you use the code HOLIDAY at checkout, you get a quarter off everything in the merch store. Anyway, moving on to our props that we have.
How long do you think until the merch store will have, I Love DP's shirt for our show or something like that?
Oh, I can reach out to Sean and Kramer.
I think we should have that for next season for baseball. I think we should have, my other ride is a DP or something like that. Like something. So we got to have something go, or just a Dean Kramer shirt. It's just like the Iron Dome cap.
But just an Iron Dome cap on the shirt. Right? Yeah. I mean, look, we can figure it out. Point is, I'll reach out to Sean and Kramer once we come up with some stuff, so we can do that. But either way, once again, check out the merch store. Everything's discounted for the holidays. Anyway, moving on to the props that we have for the Thanksgiving stuff. You want to start off?
Yeah, I will. So how do you feel about Jordan Love?
How do I feel about him? I think he's wildly mid, and I think Packers fans are spoiled about quarterbacks.
Okay, that's fair. But it's because they haven't really known anybody. It's kind of like somebody who marries the first person they sleep with, right?
Well, that's kind of the thing, is that you're looking at the Jordan Love scenario, and when you compare him to Rodgers and Favre, he stinks. But you compare him to the average NFL quarterback, that's kind of where he is, isn't he? Isn't he just fine?
He's fine. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Love guy.
I'm not a big fan of him.
Him and Sam Darnold, I will say him and Sam Darnold and Drake May have been the most efficient quarterbacks this season.
Yeah, I think that Love, for lack of a better word, is fine. I don't think he's amazing by any means, but I mean, are you a big LaFleur guy?
No, I think he's a cuck.
I think that you could argue some of the quarterback struggles can be coach related.
Yeah, I would agree.
So
I would agree. Anyway, but speaking of him, there is something that he does extraordinarily well. Do you know what that is? I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to say not throw picks.
Why don't you tell me the name of the movie you want to see? He throws a really long, deep ball when he plays the Detroit Lions. You know how many games? I'll stop doing this. All right. He has thrown.
Why don't you tell me how many games he's going to play?
Tell me how many games. He's had at least a 40-yard pass against the Lions in 6 straight. And in the games that are in Ford Field, he has had the shortest has been 53. So we're going to go. The number for him is 38. So we're going to take it. I know it's a little high. But we like this. We saw Jameis Winston throw a 44-yard bomb against this team. You can throw on this team, especially at Ford Field. And again, like Jordan Love, just while he doesn't like to do it normally, he's perfectly fine doing it against the Lions. He hasn't had one. He threw a 52 against Carolina at home. He had 59 against Pittsburgh. So he does some.
Yeah, but his main deep threat has been dead for most of the season, and now Watson came back, so that helps.
Exactly. So, I mean, look, people would argue Tucker Kraft not being there. Tucker Kraft's not the one really that he's looking for.
You never really want the tight end to be the one to get you the 40-yard reception.
Exactly. Christian Watson being there, I think, is a big deal for this. Golden's expected to play. I like all this. So there's a lot of different options. But again, 6 straight on this, and he's averaged about 44 in those games. Give me Jordan Love over 38.5, longest completion.
Okay, so I'm going to go with a similar exact play, but a different matchup. I'm going to go with Mahomes. I'm going to take his longest completion over 36.5 yards at -120. Are you looking at Mahomes?
You see Dan Tillen's comment? You want to put that on screen?
Yeah. But, I mean, look, I'm not a LaFleur guy either, so I think we're on the same page here. But I'll put it this way. LaFleur is more recognizable than LaCeiling. Am I right, people? Thank you. Anyway, I think he's really just an okay at best coach. I'm really not sold on LaFleur at all. But either way, point is, I think Mahomes is a pretty good matchup here. He has gone over this number in 5 straight games for the longest completion. The Cowboys' defense has been better lately, of course, giving up 0 points in the second half against the Eagles, but they did give up a couple of long completions. Cowboys have allowed a 39-plus yard completion in 4 of their last 5 games. The Chiefs have weapons. We know Worthy had a big catch there late in that Colts game. I do think 36.5 is a pretty low number for Mahomes, who's gone over this in 5 straight. They're in a dome, so weather's not a factor. I think it's a low number for a guy that can scramble around, a guy that could find some broken play, deep ball. Couple of options available, but I do think that Mahomes' longest completion is too short. I'll go with the over 36.5 at -120.
Into it.
So.
My next play is actually, do you have an ad read to do?
No, I'll do it after your next.
I do like that play because my next play is actually a guy who we cashed for last week, Xavier Worthy. 40 receiving yards plus 104. They just keep giving this to us under 30. I understand. I think part of this is because he was limited yesterday in the walkthrough, but he's been banged up for a while and he still catches. He still had 8 targets.
Yeah, he also made the massive deep play in the middle of that game, so you might see a bit more trust from the coaching staff.
I know.
Kelsey did nothing that entire second half, and I do wonder if Worthy will just get a bunch of targets again.
I think so. Look, he's averaging 65 yards this season against bottom quarter pass defenses, and both Philly wide receivers last week shredded this defense, regardless of how that game turned out. Devonta had 90 and AJ had 100. Last 5 games, wide receivers against Deron Bland, who's probably going to be covering him. Only one has gone under 40 yards, and it was Tyler Lockett. So we could probably say.
Well, I'm trying to think. AJ Brown torched him the entire first half.
Yep.
Marvin Harrison torched him the entire Monday night game.
Yep.
It has not been a good year for Bland. I'll put it that way. So
No, but and since October 19th, wide receivers are going over their line by an average of 10 yards against Dallas. So
is that a ladder opportunity?
No, because I'm a little bit scared off of the injured ankle, but I like where your head's at.
Okay.
I think that he could still get it. I also like the Chiefs team total under in this game. I know it's kind of weird, but it's 28.5, which is massive. And his Chiefs team's just going to sit on a lead if they get this in the second half. They will do that. So anyway, Xavier Worthy, 40 yards plus 104.
Yeah, I can get behind that too. Worthy came through for us last week, so nice job by him there.
I'm quietly looking for some ladders for us.
Yeah, that works. Anyway, before we get into the rest of our props, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, Novig. Speaking of props, check out Novig. A lot of great prices there on the #1 prediction market for sports in America. So it's available in 30 states. Download the app. When you do, get a nice deal with us. $50 when you spend just $5 if use our code SGPN. Then actually Novig, promo code SG. SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. We hit our Underdog entry for the last episode. Check out the Pick'em entries, chance to win 5,000 times your entry, pick higher or lower on player stats. Different sports, you can mix and match your NFL stuff with your basketball, with your hockey, you name it. Check out the options they have. You can mix and match. Also, new offer for new customers, play just $5. Have $100 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN, $5 to win $100 for free in bonus funds. And you sign up with the promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our first couple props that we have for the upcoming games. Time to move on into my second prop for the show. For my second prop, I'm going to go back to that Cowboys and Chiefs game. He had one big play against the Eagles, but you know what? He's still a gadget player, and I think the Chiefs defense will do a better job at stopping him. Give me Kevontae Turpin. Longest catch under 11.5 yards at -110. Turpin's gone under this number in 3 of the last 4 games. Chiefs are also very good against opposing wide receivers. They're allowed in the second fewest receiving yards per game to wide receivers. And Turpin, I said before, is a gadget player. He fumbled on a handoff. Gave it, what is he, like 140 pounds? Give a handoff to an 140-pound guy?
He's also, was he UFL?
Yes, he was XFL, UFL, one of those guys as like a kick returner. But he's a receiver.
He's really fast, but has no business being on the field.
He's really fast, so he's purely just a gadget guy. But he had one big play against the Eagles on a short catch where he ran 40 yards untouched. But he's played less than 60% of snaps in every game since week 4. So he's really not on the field that much. I think the Chiefs defense, which has been good against receivers this season, will keep an eye on him. I do think that with Pickens and Lamb being healthy again, of course, they're going to be getting the bulk of the targets anyway. So Turpin might only get the ball thrown to him once or twice, and that's usually behind the line of scrimmage, is usually some type of push pass or some screen play, and they let his speed take over from there. But I do think in what should be a close game, I just question how much usage Turpin's going to actually get in this game. Probably not a lot. So give me Turpin longest catch under 11.5, longest once again against a good defense at -110. So there you go. Once again, you're going to have to sweat it out the entire game because one catch and you might lose this. But I don't see many targets going his way. So I like the under on Turpin.
I love it. Cool. All right.
Yeah. Third play.
Didn't I give it to you? No.
That was your second play.
Oh, yeah, my third play. Third play, I know that I think you got this guy too, but I'm going to go with I got Chase Brown under 15.5 rush attempts.
Okay. I do have him for a different purpose.
Right. So I saw somebody who was annoyed about me giving out CMC under 17.5 and it not hitting. Like, I'm sorry that your entire prop weekend hinged on that play. That's my violins are playing for you. So look, he's under in every single game against the Ravens. He is under in 7 of his last 8 in primetime. This is the last game of the day. The total in this game is 52. And the last 5 games, first of all, the last 5 games, only 2 running backs have gone over this line against the Ravens. This Ravens team that is rolling right now, by the way, especially defensively in the second half. 7 running backs, only 2 have gone over their line. The last 5 games, last 4 games between these two teams. You want to know the total points scored? 51, 54, 79, and 69. Nice. Yeah. Chase Brown is under in his last 5 games where there's at least 48 points scored, and he's averaging 10. So I think that there's some things that they'll use him for. I don't think, and especially how bad this Bengals defense is, I don't think they're going to be grinding him out into a 15, 16 carry day. I could see him being used in other ways, and I'll let you talk about that. But give me Chase Brown under 15.5 rush attempts, -102.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I do want to ask you, it's not really related to our props. It was more just about the game itself because it's the only chance we have to talk about it. The Bengals stink. Do you agree with Burrow coming back?
I don't see the point.
I don't see the point either. Like, if you beat New England, maybe you can convince yourself that you still got a shot at it. But this team's just dead. Like, what's the point of bringing Burrow back?
I don't know. Unless there's like incentive things within his contract. I mean, which it doesn't make any sense.
No, because based on the cheap ownership, that's why they wouldn't want to play him because of incentive.
Right. I don't know.
I mean, I love Burrow, and I get that you're paying him a lot of money.
You mean he's a competitor?
And I was going to say, I get you want him there, but the season's over. Like, go. In the words of Ferris Bueller, post credits, it's over. Just go home.
Joe pointing out that the Ravens have been playing mid to shitty teams during their win streak. This does continue against the Bengals.
Yes, the Bengals, who have arguably the worst defense in the entire league, I think would count in that grouping.
And the worst offense. And also, by the way, even if you don't like it, their offensive line is awful.
Yeah.
The ALY on this line is just absolute trash. Let me just adjust.
Could be worse. They're not the Raiders. That offensive line is like generational.
Well, they haven't had Colton Miller all season.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's bad. It's really bad.
This Bengals offensive line is let's see.
I mean, I got to imagine it's at least like bottom 4.
It is the wait, what did I do it? Cincinnati. Why is it not even? It's not even listed. They're so bad. They are okay. They're 25th.
Okay.
They've been terrible. And running backs in terms of getting going against this, like, so it's really only one. Like, they've been terrible. This is a terrible team. So and their success rate is terrible. So we're not gonna take a rushing profit a game with a total of 52.
Yeah, I do think once again you could argue that with Burrow coming back, maybe they'll run the ball. Good. I'd see Burrow and Lamar last year a couple of times.
I mean, 4 straight games they've gone well over this number. It's
because they can't guard Chase, and Chase ends up with 150 every time. Like, it's usually how it goes.
I don't know why this would suddenly be like a 19-17 game. You know?
Yeah, I don't really see that either, but I do have a bit of a different mindset. It does involve the offensive line, but I'm going to use the battle.
This isn't a fade of Chase Brown. Just I don't think that they're going to run it.
I'm going to say, though, I'm going to use the bad offensive line to my benefit here. I'm taking Chase Brown as well. I'm going to receiving yards. I'll take the over 18.5 at minus 114. I mean, you mentioned that this offensive line stinks. So I see Burrow maybe checking the ball down a couple of times. Brown, though, we know is a pretty solid receiving back there. He's had at least 23 yards in 4 straight. Ravens are allowing the 7th most receiving yards per game to running backs. So I do like the actual matchup there. And Breece Hall last week on a Jets team with basically no weapons. Breece Hall had 75 receiving yards last week.
Yeah.
So even if Brown ends up doing nothing in the ground game, which is fine, he's still clearly the best running back on the roster health-wise. And on top of that, he's still a very good receiver out of the backfield. They can't block anybody. Great. Find the check down. That's all I'm asking for. Give me a couple of checkdowns to Chase Brown, maybe a screen pass. But 18.5 against a defense that's allowed the 7th most per game to running backs, I think is a very good deal. Give me Chase Brown over 18.5 receiving yards at minus 114 as my final play. So
yeah, it's also, if you look, I mean, I like it. I think he can get 60. You know, like I think
once again, Breece Hall on that Jets offense with no receivers ended up with 70
and no real blocking.
And I know I know Chase is healthy by the way, but Higgins is still out. So that is one.
Chase Brown's also, like, back to the rushing attempts. He's over this number 4 times this year. The 2 games at the beginning of the year, and then the last 2 games. But it doesn't change anything about this offensive line. Yeah. And
they can't block anybody. So just give me a bunch of checkdowns and not enough handoffs for rushing yards. And
against even better, look at this. Against bottom half rushing defenses this season, he's only gone over the number once. It was against Jacksonville.
Yeah, I see Benedict mentioning that Gesicki could be an option as well. I know that he came back from injury. He had a pretty good game on Sunday. I kind of want to stay away from the tight ends because they have Font. They use Sample a bit more for blocking.
They do too much. And also just like this is one of the few games where they have both Burrow and Chase on the field. Yeah. Chase is getting 25 targets.
I kind of wanted to just stay away from the actual main receiver targets, but Brown is solely based on a bad offensive line mixed in with a very low number. I see Joe mentioning that Brown's numbers were usually in the mid to high 20s. I agree. I understand that they got some weapons back, but I still think Brown, in theory, can get there in 2 catches if he just breaks a tackle or 2. So it is a low number for the usual prop receiving number for Brown. So I'll go for that instead. I did Gesicki, but there are a few too many tight ends in the room for me for Cincinnati mixed in with Burrow coming back. So that's kind of my thoughts on that one. Bonus bet time. You have any bonus bets, a ladder you want to talk about?
I'm kind of researching on ladder. So I'm just kind of getting an idea. So I think the Eagles smash in this game.
Okay.
This is an Eagles smash.
Well, you picked the Cowboys to beat them last week, so you did.
I've had a very good read on this team.
Yeah.
Jamar 163. So I see that. honestly, let me look at what is Jamar Chase to lead all receivers in. I'm sure it's chalky, but like I would rather than the 5-1 for 163. I'd rather him to have the most
yards on Thanksgiving.
Yards. Yeah. Let's see what we can find here. Do you see it? Weekly special.
Yes. Most receiving yards. Chase is the favorite at plus 310.
I would rather that, but I'm not interested.
That's only
in
on FanDuel though, so you can shop around. You might find a better number.
Let's see any Thanksgiving. See if there's any Thanksgiving specials here. Okay. Most receiving yards on Thanksgiving from running. Wait, what do you think of this? Most receiving yards on Thanksgiving from running backs. Chase Brown plus 425.
Who's the favorite in that market?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay.
Whoa, hold on. Aperture. There you go.
That makes sense.
Kelsey has the most receiving yards on Thanksgiving amongst tight ends.
I don't know if I actually agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with Brock Wright being 7-1.
Okay, you know what? Let's stick with that tight end market. Let's get weird. Can you just read off some of the prices?
Yeah. So Jake Ferguson's 4-1. Mark Andrews plus 450. Isaiah Likely 7-1. Noah Fant 20-1. Tanner Hudson 25-1.
Okay, so FanDuel has Font at 30-1, but Gesicki's at 550.
I'm not interested in buying Gesicki.
Okay.
Are you? You just said that you weren't really.
No, I said I wasn't for prop.
He's not even on here. I'm on DraftKings.
I see 550 listed for his FanDuel thing. I don't want Kelsey. Andrews and Likely, I feel like.
Wait. I got a good one. Hold on. Wait. What about this? This kind of combines a couple of our things.
Okay.
Xavier Worthy, 35-1 for the most receiving yards on the weekend.
That's fun.
On the games. I like that.
I see 40-1.
Okay, well that's
yeah.
Same concept. I like that.
Yeah, we can swing forward. I mean, he cashed our playoff receiving yards lead.
That was awesome. So that was. I mean, I think that might be.
By the way, Benedict is saying that Chase to lead receiving yards is 425 on DraftKings, so I don't mind that. It's pure chalk, but I don't mind that.
What do you like more? I like this Worthy one more.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm saying in theory you can bet both. You can bet one as the pure chalk and one as the long shot dart throw. That's fine. That works.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want the chalk though. You said it's 40-1?
Yes, 40-1 on Worthy.
Okay, I think I'm gonna end up taking that. So let's go, but let's get back to kind of like a little bit of ladder stuff. Do we want? So anyway, I'm just kind of looking around and seeing like, is this who has a low number that we think could be quite ladderable? Anybody on? Is it a Mahomes rushing?
It goes against what I said, but in theory, like Turpin would check that box, but I don't think he's going to do much against the Chiefs.
That.
I mean, that's the big play threat that we're talking about.
So,
well, I'll ask you: is there a matchup you want to target? Is it just that Bengals and Ravens game?
Well, that's got a high total, so we're not getting really. We may want to go a slide instead of a ladder.
Okay.
Because all the games have super high totals.
That works.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So is there somebody we think just like we fade into oblivion?
I'm trying to think if there is somebody we fade into oblivion.
Red Sox just got Sonny Gray. I like that for them. Good acquisition. All right, let me see. Is there anybody who? What about? Because I have it all set to overs. What about guys who could be doing really well on the unders?
Well, we talked about it before. Since we have the love thing, do we want maybe a ladder on Watson?
Oh, that's not bad. I don't hate that.
His default number's at 49.5. I see 46.5.
That's not bad.
I mean, 70 yards is 220.
Wait, where do you have his default line? You have his default line at what? 40?
I see 46. I see 46.5 on FanDuel at minus 114.
And he had 114. He had 114 against Detroit the last time.
Yeah.
49. He hasn't had a bust out game since he came back. This could be it.
It could be it. I mean, you mentioned Golden might come back, but I know they trust Watson more than Golden.
They definitely trust Watson. They want Watson to be like that dude. Okay, that's in consideration. What about so the Eagles lost their safety. So I imagine that the Bears are going to probably use their tight ends that can run outs a little bit more, which makes me kind of like Colson Loveland a little bit.
Loveland is the only tight end I'd consider at this point for that team. So I'm fine with that.
Do we want to do – okay, so he's had a lot of catches. Do we want to ladder – we could ladder his catches.
Do you like the matchup against Philly in general with tight ends?
I like it without having a safety that can play in and
okay,
act.
sure.
Yeah,
let's
you know what I
that.
mean. It's let me just see how tight ends have done against. Philly's been very good against tight ends. Their defense has been great overall. I don't know. You know what? I don't know if I want a positive game script thing for the Bears because I'm very committed to the Eagles fucking this team up.
Okay.
So let me just see though if there's anybody who we think. What's Jamar Chase's last thing I'll look at is.
You want a Caleb Williams pick ladder? Like you want to get a real? If we think they get killed, he probably throws a couple of picks.
I don't hate that. Yeah, and Jamar Chase. I was going to do a Jamar Chase receptions ladder, but it starts at 8.
I imagine that's going to be unbettable.
I think the one actually, I would consider. It's still a little too high. I was going to say maybe Mark Andrews.
For the record, Caleb Williams interceptions minus 106.
Let's do that.
The over 1.5 interceptions is plus 360.
Okay, let's do that. We're going to do a Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is going to be in hell. So let's do Caleb for 1, Caleb for 2, Caleb for 3.
3, I see 1070.
1070. Yeah, this will come out, but we will get this. So we're gonna ladder Caleb. Yeah. So our ladder is a Caleb Williams interception ladder against the Philadelphia Eagles, and that is going to involve. So that's 1 at basically even money, minus 106, 2 at plus 360, and 3 at plus 1070.
There you go. So we're going to fade Caleb Williams in the upcoming Friday game. Anyway, anything else you want to add for bonus bets?
I was kind of trying to see if we had any. I was trying to see if anything in here warranted. No, I think it's Eagle. I think the Eagles just. The line it's an Eagles line. I just think they F them up. So.
Well, the Bears are one of the only teams in league history that's 8-3 with a negative point differential. So you could argue a lot of their sets the Fugazi. Yeah, first team since I think it was the 2020 Browns to have a negative point differential while being 8-3. So
awful.
It makes sense. All their games are one possession wars, so that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, Philly should be pissed after choking that game away to Dallas.
Yeah, a bad spot, but they should absolutely be pissed, and they should come out like aggressive. It's just look at how Caleb Williams was against a Flores defense in week 1. This is going to be so Caleb Williams has 12 turnover worthy plays this season to go with 4. He only has 4 interceptions, so he should have more. If I look at the we'll do the weeks since week 7? Week 7?
That's fine.
Week 7, going to number 10 and 11 and 12. Okay, so since week 7, who has the most turnover-worthy plays? It is he's been fantastic actually. So
it doesn't surprise. We just like the matchup here.
Yeah. I do like the matchup. So for me, it's going to be. That's going to be a Caleb Williams interception ladder.
All right, there you go. All right, anyway, that's going to wrap it up for our plays. Before we get into our best bets, a reminder that we're brought to you by our sponsor, which is Rhythm. So they're crushing in college football, the NFL, and they added the NBA. They also have college basketball. They're doing giveaways every week for cash prizes for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets for a model that you build, and you can win $1K. And if you use the code SGPN25 when you download the app, you get a nice quote off first month. Download them. Once again, promo code SGPN25 for a quarter off your first month. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our thoughts for the Thanksgiving and Black Friday games. Time to move on into our best bets. Adam, what is your best bet on the card?
Probably this Love longest.
Yeah, so my best bet's going to be Mahomes the longest. So we're on the same page here. So there
longest bros. Just I'm looking at Rhythm props to see if there's one here that we really like. Let's see.
Shout out to Rhythm, by the way, for helping us in the underdog entry with DJ Moore.
Yeah, dude. That was great. Oh. Rhythm's been really good on this thing. They have Worthy in there, who we already liked. They have they have another guy who's again, DJ Moore. Oh, you know what? I was thinking about this as a ladder, and Rhythm likes it, so I may want to do this.
Well, how far above projection is Rhythm predicting this guy?
Well, what I'm about to tell you is somewhat. So What do you think about Lamar Jackson for the over rushing?
I think that it makes sense in theory, but I know Lamar has been a lot more passive than normal when it comes to
because he's got a soft
running.
tissue injury.
He's trying to stay healthy. Like, I get all that. So I don't mind it, but I am acknowledging that Lamar has been a lot more precautious about actually taking off and scrambling as much as he used to.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't realize Rhythm likes the under attempts too. I didn't even notice that. I get it. He's not running a lot because of the look, Lamar has also been great against this team.
It makes sense to keep winning anyway. So
yeah,
it's fine.
I'm just trying to, the thing is like, that's really low for a reason. He hasn't done it because I think he's trying to stay healthy. I think I'm going to leave it, but It was just something that caught my eye because it's also pretty low, 25, but he's had 55 and 33 against this team, but he hasn't. He had 36 against Minnesota, but he had that long one. 10 against the Browns. They were playing from. All these games, every single one of these games, they've been playing from behind, and they've had to change it. So, I think we'll just leave it.
Anything else Rhythm wants?
Well, in terms of that we should be on. Well, it was funny because we were already on some of the stuff that it liked. But we can go with Rhythm. We can go back to let's go back to the DJ Moore well.
Okay, that's fine.
35.5.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because he ends up being like checked down, and he ends up being the long guy because they just trust him. So
what's the Rhythm projected yards for DJ?
58.5. Okay,
there you go. So that's well over the number.
Let me see who's going to cover him, and then we can add this as a play. He will be covered by Quinyon. You know what though? They use him in the check down stuff. I'm still into it.
Okay,
so
let's do it.
We can get into it. Cool. Awesome.
Cool. There you go. So DJ Moore, 35.5 receiving yards. Same Rhythm plays last week. We'll run it back because it didn't win easily. Anyway, moving on to the Underdog entry. You want to just throw more in there again?
George Pickens had 146 and Turpin had that 48. So yeah, we should totally do this. Okay. So Underdog entry, they like Amon-Ra under 7.5 receptions, which I also do like. I just didn't want to pay the juice on it, so I'm perfectly fine throwing that in. Okay. What else did you like?
Well, we did those. We have that. We have more. So we have 2 Rhythm plays in there already. Is there something that we thought about taking but didn't do it?
I'm adding more. Let's see. Another one that I liked. I kind of liked Dallas Goedert. Tight ends have done really well against this.
Sure.
Against this Bears team. Yeah. He's been pretty quiet the last couple of weeks too.
Yeah, that works. Do you prefer the yards or the touchdown?
Yards.
Okay. Let's do it.
Let's see. Higher. Okay. So we have, this is solid. Okay. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown, lower 7.5 receptions. DJ Moore, higher 35.5 receiving yards. Dallas Goedert, higher 31.5 receiving yards. Last 2 are Rhythm plays. For some reason, Underdog is asking me to bet on Steph Curry. I don't need to do that. We don't have any. Oh, I don't need that. Sorry. 5.76x multiplier.
There we go. All right, cool. Do you want to ask you, though, before we officially end the show, Adam, can you just recap your 3 plays one more time?
No.
Thank you for joining us on the podcast. Once again,
Wait, do we need to give out Kramer's plays? Kramer is on.
I was going to let you plug some stuff in. It's fine.
Kramer's on this whole Jordan Love 4 touchdowns. Bold. Very bold in a revenge
bold strategy.
Game.
Let's see if it pays
bold
off.
Strategy. He's also all about the Packers to win the division. He says the Packers to win the division is a better bet than betting on the Packers this week. All right, that's interesting. Interesting words. I had no idea he was such a cheesehead. And he has Eagles alts. He thinks the Eagles win by margin. He thinks the Eagles win. He has Eagles minus 12.5, which is weird because it's not even a key number. And Eagles minus 17.5, which also is not a key number. Very weird that Ryan, Georgetta, Michael Kramer is picking non-key numbers that might hook you and lose. I don't know why he would do this. At any rate, my 3 plays are Xavier Worthy, 40 receiving yards, plus 104. Chase Brown under 15.5 rushing attempts, minus 102. Jordan Love over 38.5 longest completion, minus 111.
Yeah, and my 3 plays are going to be Turpin, longest catch under 11.5 yards, and minus 110. Mahomes, longest completion, over 36.5 yards, minus 120. And Chase Brown, over 18.5 receiving yards, and minus 114. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Back once again tomorrow, right? We're doing our our basketball.
Big hockey one.
Yeah.
We've been cooking on hockey. If you are not on Handygrass, which I'm giving away, and is a proud SGPN incubator partner, people don't realize we have an SGPN incubator lab.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
So point is, well, every lab needs an incubator. So I do want to point out that for the upcoming schedule, we did change it a little bit because of the holiday. So instead of recording on Thursday morning, we'll be doing the NBA and NHL episode tomorrow instead. So check out the combo
what time
show
we doing
tomorrow. We can discuss whenever. It's fine. I'm doing NBA at 11, so probably 10.
So then maybe like noon or 1.
Yeah, that works. Whichever works better for you.
I don't have anything to do. So
cool. That's fine. All right, cool. Anyway, until next time, you can find us on Twitter, Racer Radio. Find him on Twitter at He Rosenberg. Also check out the Propcast on Twitter at the Propcast SGPN. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Also check out the podcast on Spotify or Apple. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.